Street Fighter Alpha 3. Here comes a new challenger. That's enough! Unbeatable!
This is the Lukefitz Street Fighter Alpha 3 podcast with your hosts, Lukefitz and Lukefitz.
It's showtime!
Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Lukefitz podcast. I'm Luke and I'm joined as always by Quest. And today we are proud to be joined by Jacob Knight, the founder of Dungeon EXE, a social gaming club experience for casual and competitive LAN. So we'll be finding out what the dungeon offers, how it came to be, and grand plans for the future. So without further ado, over to you, Quest, to kick off the interview.
Thanks, Luke. Welcome to the podcast, Jacob. How are you today?
I'm going pretty good. After Corona shut us down for so long, has definitely been well overdue.
Yes, I imagine it would. When it started, what motivated you to start the gaming lounge?
A lot of things actually motivated me to open this. Like, it's been my dream to open my own business, but also as to the side, it's also because I always felt like having something like this was also necessary or needed, because as a gamer myself, I've always felt like left out or excluded or alone due to the fact that you're always at home and you never really get that social interaction you do with any other group activity or sport or thing that you do with your friends. But if you like here, just last night, because we had our Smash Saturday, it was like bunches of people came. We were just chatting. It was a great time, and it was a real community experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Was there any challenges in getting it set up by the council or any renovations you had to do?
Well, not really, because I spent a lot of time actually choosing the right place for what I wanted to use it for. And really the main issue was like the whole week of moving all the furniture and stuff pretty much all by myself. Okay. Obviously a lot of heavy lifting, but it got done in the end and it's all good now.
So how did you find that? You were telling me before that it's kind of a factory. Like, how did you get hooked up with the location?
Yes, I was using several different real estate websites, which are all like location based, and they had the maps, and I was always checking for price, checking for how close they were to public transport, like how close they were to actual general centers of activity. Like this is 5 to 10 minutes walk from Ringwood shopping center, which is a huge area of activity, and as well as a 4-minute walk from Heatherdale Station, and that's like right on the east line of traffic.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good. It's important that it's accessible. I mean, you probably get a lot of younger gamers as well.
Yeah, we haven't got too many older gamers yet. We actually had one message from an older person that said that he would be interested in coming over, but he was quite the older person, and he was worried that the younger gamers wouldn't get along with him as well. But I did try and entice him to coming along, and like we as gamers, we don't really care how old you are, as long as you know how to play the game and you have a fun time. That's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely.
But he hasn't actually come over yet, so we're still waiting for a to be continued on that one.
Yeah, okay, we might be able to get an update later. How would you describe the kind of atmosphere at the lounge? Like, if someone showed up for the first time, what should they expect?
Oh, well, I always welcome pretty much everyone in. We always have a couple people just chatting, and you can just sit down with anyone. And we also generally, after any event, we also have just a chill session. We were doing Civ 6 after we finished last night, and we were all just having a bit of a good time and chatting about general things. I was the worst player in the room on Civ, but we all had a good time.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, when you started, you told me you didn't get any investors back then to help you set it up. How were you able to fund it all?
So I've always been quite a stickler for saving every single penny, not spending almost anything at all. and I've saved up a fair bit, and it's all funded by my own pocket money from my entire life savings.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. How long ago did you decide that you wanted to do this?
I think it was at least the idea popped into my head of a gaming bar a year and a half ago. So this idea has been morphed and melded a fairly long time. I've worked on it in a full scrapbook. I've written up all sorts of designs. I've written up floor plans. I've written up ideas. Wow, yeah. I've really been working on it for a long time.
That's sick, dude. What's the kind of final goal state for the current iteration of it? Are you still looking to turn into a bar eventually, or do you like the kind of, it's almost halfway between an arcade and a lounge, and I don't know, how do you view the future playing out?
At this point, I don't actually think we'll transfer into a bar, to be honest, because of the amount of space we have. It's almost perfect for what we've got going for us. Yeah. And especially if we want even younger people to come in, if they do, then they won't be able to come in almost at all if we did have a bar here. So I just feel like it's better to stay without it.
Okay. For people listening, why should they go to Dungeon EXE instead of an internet cafe?
Well, that's the thing, though. Part of internet cafes is that you're going in there maybe with just your friends or just yourself, and to play a game that you've already played by yourself. And if you come in here, you play maybe an event, and then you play some other games that you wouldn't generally play. We've been playing Halo Combat Evolved. We've been playing COD 4, and we've just been having a bit of a bash and having getting more interaction than you ever would in a computer cafe.
Yeah, so it's got that arcade-like quality of bringing strangers together to play, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting. So is that kind of the main strategy, that you feel like the events, the tournaments and stuff will bring people in, or what's the tactics for, spreading the word?
Well, I've been doing all sorts of ad campaigns and trying to. One of my goals to actually go around and get some more word out is to get a monitor in the back of my car and maybe go to a train station or or to a school and just pull out the switch and just say, all right, anyone that can beat me gets a free ticket in, or
like a pop-up kind of thing.
Yeah, like a pop-up little entertainment thing. Even if you're waiting.
Pop-up stuff is cool. I like when people they pop up energy drinks and they just hand them out to people. Yeah. And stuff like that. So I think that'd be a great way to bring people in. Is it a good place to bring a date?
I definitely think so. It's a sort of atmosphere that breaks the ice in a way that you can just sit down and relax, as well as pick what you want to do as well. And we've got a lot of different couch co-op games, which aren't too difficult if your partner or person that you want to bring in isn't as adept as you are at gaming.
Yeah, well, that's the question I have is when there's a big skill difference between two people and they go on there on a date, what game do you recommend them to play that would make it fun?
I've already got the locked in. It's Trine. We've got Trine 4 here for the Switch, and one of my friends, we've all been jumping in and out of it when someone's been playing it, and it's really there are really hard difficulty spikes in it, but then you get someone else on to help you out on the difficulty spike, and then it's really a breezy game.
Well, I haven't played the game before, and probably some of our listeners haven't played it. Could you describe what the game is?
So it's a 2D platformer that has a lot of puzzling in it, and it's really classic in the way of how it does puzzles as well. They're really complex in the different abilities that you use and the ways that you can move things around.
Oh, nice. Do you have any dating advice for gamers?
What's going on with the question today?
Why not? Hey, he said it's a good place to bring a date, so let's see what he has to say.
Maybe that's the angle.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because obviously we're all stuck inside these days, and you all try and get on Tinder or any of those things. I was stuck on the online dating, and it didn't do a damn thing for me. Yeah. You've got to either go out to events like this, or where I actually found my partner was at a different event called Swordcraft. It's a LARP where it's a battle role play game where you hit each other with latex swords in groups of people and make friends. And that's actually where I met
more than friends, am I right?
Or you meet your more than friend girlfriend there. And I met my girlfriend Renya there, and it's because it all fits you into a group and you get to chat to new people. It really, you have to find what you like and go to groups of it.
Mm. I know that you mentioned going to a LARPing event, and I noticed there's a big focus on D&D on your website. Are you a D&D player, or what's kind of your relationship with D&D?
I'm actually DMing a game later this evening. So we have a D&D specific room. I've been painting like a whole bunch of minis that I'm trying to get ready. I've got tiles for games that you can put down. The D&D room is actually quite large. There's 3 tables in there. You could probably fit 10 people in there if you really wanted to. Mm-hmm. But do
you have any theme nights?
Theme nights. Oh, so I've actually tried to do a couple theme nights so far. They've been not successful so far because the amount of people we actually have here is a bit too low for that. So I will be certainly doing theme nights in the future when we get more population in our group.
And to be fair to you, you only opened this year in February.
And we were closed for half of it anyway. So
with the corona,
situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, your site lists a variety of games. One of the categories I saw is VR. Which VR games do you have, and which one is the best in your opinion?
Oh well. I personally love Beat Saber. We run the HTC Vive in the VR room, and I always come back to Beat Saber because it's just so simple, and you just keep going, and there's all these different songs that you can get better at, and there's more difficulty levels. It's really something to behold when you actually get your hands on it. It's really something. But I also have recently bought Half-Life Alyx. And,
that's interesting. Yeah.
And obviously, there's a lot of people that have been waiting for that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be ready to come in to actually play that to get the experience instead of just watching their favorite YouTuber play it instead.
Is there any legal issues with that? Like, are you allowed to make games available to the public? You know what I'm saying?
Well, like in the way of playing them in your venue.
Yeah.
Well, I've always felt like it's a gray area. The same with even streaming or YouTubing games.
Yeah.
Especially story-driven games. A lot of people like the Telltale story games. They always have like very few choices and are going to be pretty much the same no matter how you play them.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of actual customers in that way, but as well, you're not actually going to get most of those people to play the games anyway. So either way, you've got one copy of the game at least going through. I'm not really sure. It's a gray area.
Yeah, I can see that.
You have a ranking system. How does that work?
So the ranking system is going to come into play when we start getting more people into the memberships. And as soon as that happens, we're going to give out monthly prizes for the people that are winning tournaments that are, so you get points by winning tournaments, playing in tournaments, coming in, and versing other people.
Yep.
And there's going to be a ranking system based on that.
Yep.
And when we do get that started up, there's going to be prizes monthly for whoever's on the top of the leaderboard.
Well, you've called these prizes the mystery box. Is that correct, or is that?
Yeah, that's for the leaderboard. So we haven't actually got that set up yet.
So what will be in this mystery box?
That's to be decided.
Okay.
If he told you, it wouldn't be a mystery.
No, but how big? Yeah, we want an exclusive. How big would the box be? Do you reckon? Like, could you fit a PS4 in it, or like a couch in it, or? Like...
Hey, I've definitely got quite a few large boxes laying around, so
That's good. You can make some use of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
What if the mystery box has the keys and then they become the owner of Dungeon? What a plot twist that would be.
There you go. I mean,
yeah. Well, you spoke about memberships. I was looking at your memberships.
Yeah.
And one is you pay $21 and you get ranks, tournaments, and free coffee. Is your coffee any good?
I believe it is. I try and make a good coffee whenever anyone wants it.
So you make it yourself. It's not one of those serve yourself coffee.
No, well, we've got a separate kitchen, so I try and keep the kitchen side of stuff to have me do it instead of other people.
Yep.
So I ask people how they like it, and I try and do my best at making how they like it.
Do you have any experience, or are you just winging it at this point?
I'm just winging it, man.
That's the best one.
Good. Do you have hot chocolate for people like me that like hot chocolate?
Well, we have tea, and I could make hot chocolate. We actually do have a lot of like chocolate shakers, so I could make a hot chocolate. No one's asked for it.
All right. Well, I might ask for it. So yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I'll let people know how good it is if I come down. What other snacks and drinks do you have there?
We've got a whole menu of snacks and drinks. We've got all sorts of chips, biscuits, and chocolates out the front.
Yeah. No.
And then I also serve like grilled cheese sandwiches. We've got loaded potatoes, and what else do we serve? Well, we've obviously got all sorts of energy drinks and soft drinks as well.
True gamer.
Can you explain what loaded potatoes are to listeners?
So loaded potatoes, that what we do, we bake the potato in the microwave, which is actually, it works really well. And then you load it up with cheese on top, spring onions. You can put some sour cream or any other sauces that you want on top. And man, I've had that thing many a time. And
that sounds good.
It's good.
I'm salivating. I'm salivating as I speak. I got a question about your patrons. Do you have any problems with players raging? So I can imagine, tensions can get pretty high, especially in, like a tournament or something. Is that going to be an issue?
Well, obviously you have some swearing and stuff here and there, but we haven't had any issues so far because obviously you're all face to face and it's a very relaxed environment. We've got a bit of music going in the background. I've got a LED strip going on in the side because it's a nice mood lighting sort of thing.
Yep.
And as far as I've seen so far, we haven't really had any issues. But if they do arise, I feel like I could sort them out.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Well, like not in a rough way. I mean.
Yep. Yeah. No, I get you.
You can just talk to people and flatten things out.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, what are the financials like? Like, how many people do you need to come in to kind of meet the costs? Like, just say someone else was interested in setting one up, like in Sydney or whatever.
So that's a hard statement to put out right now because right now we're not doing anywhere near what we need to be doing.
Yep.
But you'd need at least 20 players a day. But we're getting like currently 10 players on the weekends for the event.
Yep.
So we're trying to scale up to that point, really.
Yep. And it's very early days, as you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's probably like, I know there's like community Street Fighter events that struggle to find places. Like they meet in a library or they might meet in just like people's houses or random stuff. Like, would you be open to hosting those kind of events and having some kind of sharing?
Yeah, absolutely. I even put the post into a fighting Facebook group, and I left that there, and I had actually a couple people ask about setting up Tekken tournaments.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually have the games there available, but they were willing to bring all of their gear over. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Yeah, I think that could be an awesome niche. It's just like a space for all these communities to actually play, because it can be a challenge.
Yeah, and this is a really central spot in the eastern suburbs instead of being dead center in Melbourne, which sometimes for some people can be difficult to get to.
Yep, I can see that.
Your site is dungeonexe.com. Why isn't it .com.au? It's an Australian site. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, I've always been someone for the simpler things in life, so I thought it'd just be easier to just go with .com, because me personally, I hate when I have to put .au at the end of every site. You just want to type the name in, put .com, enter, done, easy.
Yeah, that's a valid point. I was looking at the site and to prepare for the interview.
Yeah.
And I was confused. I was like, maybe it's the American one or something. But yeah, it is your site. So we'll leave it in the description. Check it out, or don't check it out. I'm just a podcast host. I'm not your dad. But have a look, man.
But check it out. But actually check it out.
But actually check it out. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Jacob, and we'd like to have you on in the future as well. So.
All right, I'd love to be on again.
We want to hear about that guy that you're trying to.
Yeah, if he does come in. All right.
Well, the update. Cool. Thanks, mate.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
What are we going to call this segment anyway? Not Quest Corner. That's just a generic name.
The Quest. Quest.
I guess it's Alpha
Quest
Chat.
Question.
Alpha Talk.
Alpha Chat. Yeah.
Alpha Talk, Alpha Chat. What do you reckon?
Alpha Chat. I think Alpha Chat's funny.
This segment is called Alpha Chat. First on this segment, I'd like to ask you, Luke, where is Unit Productions? He said he's moved on to bigger and better things. What is your theory?
Wow, that's a huge question. I mean, we all know he's been working on various things in his life. I won't go into specifics. We just want to see him back. I just want to play some Alpha 3 against him, to be honest, or some other random fighting games.
Random fighting games, yeah.
He's a big fan of just weird arcade games that nobody knows about. I don't know. I wish him all the best. I hope he has gone on to bigger and better things, but what could be bigger and better than Street Fighter Alpha 3, really, when you think about it?
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah. What do you mean, especially now?
Because it's taken off. It's huge. We don't,
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
We got, when the YouTube channel is really taking off.
Yeah, I mean, what could possibly be bigger and better than being on the Alpha Lives podcast? Working on Omnipotent Clash.
Yeah, 3 actually. Omnipotent Clash 3.
Yeah,
up to the 3rd one already.
Yeah, Unit Productions. If you're listening to this, we miss you.
Aww. So Alpha Lives is now the highest rated show on the Alpha Oz network or YouTube channel.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be part of that?
I mean, it's an honor. It's an honor, really. I grew up watching the Alpha Network. Every Saturday morning I'd wake up at 7 a.m. and just watch it. There's a lot of memories associated with it. I always remember I want to be like Dr. Allo. I want to be like November Golf. So to be here now, it's humbling. I'm humbled.
It's humbling.
What about you, Quest?
Yeah, it is an honor, and I actually expected it to be the highest rated show on the network. I think we're easily the best show.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah, that's a given.
With the Dalsim.
No offense to all your random tournament videos and playthroughs, Allo, but we're the best.
Yeah, I mean, there was one good tournament video, which was me just beasting everyone with my Blanca from the last tournament.
Two times champion now.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm reigning. I'm the reigning champion as of today.
You are the champion, but you've embarked on another journey. You're now learning Infinites. Correct. Yeah. Do you have a time frame for getting Infinites down on this journey?
I mean, it's a bit hard to say. I think H. Kanj was talking about 6 months.
Yep.
I'm 100% sure that if I continually practice Infinites for a little bit every day for 6 months, I would be I would have them down. I'm 100% sure.
Yep.
Will I actually stick to it for 6 months? I don't know. So my current progress, I've probably practiced it for an hour, and I can get it's inconsistent, but I've got 10, 15 reps of it every now and then.
Yep.
Obviously, you have to land the setup as well. It's a lot easier just when you've got it completely set up in training mode to hit them. But I'm pretty confident that I can make it be a significant part of my game. And so from now on, I'm going to be playing V Cody, as much as possible because you need to have a strong, as H. Gunch was saying, you also need to have just strong general gameplay as well to make it important. But to prove that these new school Street Fighter players can actually use infinites, I will be embarking on a V Cody mission.
Okay, why Cody instead of Blanca? Because he also has an infinite, and he's your main.
Yeah, but it's way harder to land. Like
Yep.
the only way of really landing Blanca's Vism is a counter hit air to air. Then you got to
Yep.
do crouch cancels, carrying them all the way to the corner, and then you can kick off the infinite. And I think either it only works on one side or it's much harder on the other side, and it's just harder in general. So I feel like Cody is much better character to learn infinites with.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
one
Elo
day-
said that it only works on player one side.
Yeah. So maybe one day I'll bring it back to the beast, but to start with, I'm going with Cody. I kind of looked at Rose as well. She's pretty interesting. I quite like playing Rose, but going with Cody to start with.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to see.
What about? I got a question for you actually. How come we haven't seen you in some of the latest tournaments?
Well, I'm still taking a break from my tournaments.
Okay.
But like I said, I will be returning when
Okay.
when I'm happy with my progress.
What have you been working on lately?
Well, the same thing as I said last time. Linking into heavy super is still something I'm working on, but I am improving,
Mhm.
and I'm happy with my progress so far. And I
Okay.
will be returning shortly. Maybe, probably not today's one, I believe it is,
Yeah.
but the one after, I think I'll be back then. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You hit it. You heard it here first.
yeah, that's
Can't
it.
wait. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. On the topic of the gaming lounge thing,
Mhm.
what snacks do you like to have while you're gaming?
I normally keep it clean. I'll go with a quinoa or some kale.
Really?
Some zucchini fritters,
Whoa.
some ionized water. Maybe some kind of broccoli thick shake or something of that nature. What about you?
Like for my favorite snack is pizza shapes,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
Americans will not know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But the problem with it is like it's got like this seasoning on it, and it gets on your
So it
hands.
gets on your hands. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, so it's good for movies, but for gaming I can't do it. So
Yeah.
I prefer Doritos with some kind of dip.
Oh no, Doritos is the same or
No,
worse.
I
To
thought
get
it
on your
was-
fingers.
No, it's not. I disagree on that one.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
We'll,
there,
we'll
mate.
run the test and we'll record it and show the
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a future
I mean,
one.
Doritos is definitely true gamers food.
Yeah, true. For the gaming lounge, if you were to go there,
Yep.
would you just stick to playing Alpha 3, or is there something you would try out, or what would you do?
I mean, I'd try out any fighting game, like any Street Fighter. I feel like I'd be okay in. Like Tekken's pretty much a noob's game anyway. Like, and Smash, that's like a casual game, so it's fine. I'll just dominate. In terms of the other, I haven't played much first-person shooter. Like a little, I'll mess around, but I'm not that good.
Yeah.
I'm okay at FIFA. If they had that, I don't know. Maybe some RTS. I played a bit of Age of Empires, but not. So I'd mainly stick to fighting games, I think.
Yeah, I'm mainly a fighting game person, and I'm not very like adventurous sort of person. But I wouldn't mind trying the VR out.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, neither.
Like, there's this game called Oculus. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's like you play as a bird, and it'd be awesome to be a bird. Like, if you ask most people what animal would you like to be, they're mostly gonna say bird because they want to fly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the
for sure.
game, like you wear the visor or whatever it's called,
And it feels like you're flying.
and you dip your head down, and when you do that, then the bird's head goes down and it flies downwards,
Wow.
and it goes up. So I thought it was an interesting idea.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, the VR is something I would try out. But,
Yeah, definitely.
but besides that, I'd probably stick to fighting games. Today's interesting comment goes to a Zero Division member, Stempiashvili, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. His comment is, Windows 7 is begging to get hacked, dude. Playing on Flycade is unbuttoning the flap on your onesie and bending over for Croatian hackers. Wow, I mean,
Why
what
are
a-
they Croatian?
yeah.
I've never associated Croatia with hackers.
You'd think it'd be Brazilian hackers if it was on Flycade.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, they're more into macros and stuff than hacks, I would have thought.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, maybe they're advancing. I don't know.
Yeah. But
That's it.
yeah, that's what was the context of that? Like, why would you just post that?
I think they were comparing Flycade to Reg GGPO, and which one's
Okay.
better to play on.
Red GGPO seems dodgy to me. I don't know. The like the interface of it.
Yeah, Flycade has got the best interface. But
Yeah.
I don't mind Reg GGPO. I don't mind playing on it. I think it's good.
Yeah, we
I
played a
mean,
few games.
yeah, I mean, it's got the problem of the lack of people on there on
Yeah.
like 5K. But
Yeah, I feel like we've been very fractured lately in terms of where people are playing. There's,
yeah,
you really have to go to the Discord to get games rather than just the good old days when you just log on 5K.
yeah, imagine that. We used to have one place, everyone goes there. Now it's all split up, and
Yeah, it's sad.
you've got to ask, oh, do you go here? Do you go there? It's a
Yeah,
very divisive times. In a lot of ways,
it is.
even in the gaming world.
Yeah, but just remember that alpha lighters matter. Never lose sight of that.
We might have to bleep that out. But,
No, why?
All right. We don't want any protesters, at our studio or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you have anything to add to that, or?
No, it's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm on
it's-
Windows 10, so I'm all good.
Okay.
The flap on my onesie firmly buttoned.
Oh, that's good. Always good to know. Yeah. And you've got a date set with H Carnage in the future.
I do, in 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm actually going to win that, to be honest. But if I can land
Come on.
an infinite setup with 10 hits or more, I'll be pretty happy. That'll be sick.
6 months ago, I'm not saying like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to lead you with this question, but 6
Yeah.
months ago, would you say you would be going even with Giorgiani?
I think 6 months. No, like I think 6 months ago, I would have said I will in 6 months I will be able to go even with him.
So
You
okay,
know what I'm
so
saying? Like,
so
I
you
feel like the
predicted.
gap between me and Giorgiani 6 months ago is smaller than the gap between me and H Carnage now.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I think I can go even with him with H Carnage in 6 months.
Okay, so
We'll
yeah,
see.
he was saying 10-0. I'm like, that's a bit ridiculous. But
No, I'm definitely not going to win 10-0.
yeah, that's a ridiculous idea. But yeah, I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway. Do you have anything else to say on the alpha scene at the moment?
I feel like numbers have been down in tournaments a little bit, which is a bit disappointing.
Yeah, we haven't seen Crapper. I wonder where he's been.
Where's he been? I don't know. But I feel like players have been really getting better. Like Salty's Ryu is just going to a new level. He's starting to hit infinites.
Yeah.
He's obviously his corner bees him like 50-50 is just a joke. If you're in the corner blocking and he hits you bees him, you're like guaranteed to get hit somehow. If you don't alpha counter or anything.
Yeah, he's been conditioning me to learn alpha counters every time I verse him.
Yeah.
Like there's probably no one else I versed regularly that I've had to use alpha counters.
Yeah.
For him, it's like essential or I lose the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you either have to counter activate or alpha counter, or you got to do something.
Yeah, we've got an upcoming tournament announced by Raging Bull, the No Vism tournament.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Sorry to tell you, Zero Division guys. I know you guys are very big on the Vism, but how do you think Salty will go in that? Given that he's such a strong Vism player.
Yeah, I don't know. Most of his, let me think. He plays a bit of A Dalsim. No, he actually plays V Dalsim. So he plays V Sodom. He plays V Ryu. Maybe he plays a bit of A Akuma.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he'll be as strong for sure.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what he pulls out in that tournament. Yeah.
Same with TMB. Well, actually, TMB started to play some Charlie now, so I think he'll probably stick with him.
The Xism Charlie. Did he tell you why he chose Xism Charlie instead of Aism?
No. Why?
Because he likes the red jacket you get when you pick Xism.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, colors. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. You gotta look stylish when you pull off your supers.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't do. Yeah, that's why one reason I don't really like playing A Blanca, even though he's clearly the best, is that the colors are a bit. I don't really like the colors.
The green.
Yeah, just so basic.
Yeah, I didn't like the green on him either. I don't think it should be the default color.
I wish it was like Super Turbo where you could just pick any color.
Yeah, that's way better, man. Like,
yeah.
Which color would you say is the best Blanca?
I always use the kind of electric blue one in Super Turbo.
Oh,
kind of light blue Blanca is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I got a different color for everyone. I like using gold. I like using gold Ken. He looks pretty cool.
Okay.
What colors do you use in Super Turbo?
In Super Turbo, mainly Grey Guile and Blue Balrog. Or
Yeah,
Boxer.
okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they're my favorites. No one chooses the Grey Guile except me, I noticed.
Yeah, it's a very personal trait. What color you choose?
Yeah, true. I've even seen in other games where people verse each other, and then the loser can't use that color. When
that's
like grudge matches.
That happens a lot in any mirror match in Alpha. That's going to happen because there's only 2 colors per ism.
Yeah,
so like the V Akuma mirror matches, you have to swap back and forth between the grey and the teal and all that kind of stuff.
That's true, but I've seen actual games like where that's on the line. Like you can't ever use it again if you lose to the person, like a
Wow.
grudge
Yeah.
match kind of thing. Or just
Well,
like a
oh,
money
really?
match.
Oh, that I would never. That's crazy. If you
Yeah.
lose 2 of them in alpha, you can never play that character in Infinite.
You can't play.
Just
You
banned.
got to hack the game or something. Get born to SPD to
Yeah.
make a different color for you.
That's the Yeah, it's like wrestling, like a mask match.
Yeah, hair versus mask match or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Color versus ism.
Yeah, color versus.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I might have to verse salty in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand a chance. So moving on from Alpha, I talked to Yamata, the Red GGPO creator,
Oh wow. Yeah.
and he said he didn't want to come on the podcast because he speaks French. He's not very good with English, so fair
Yeah.
enough. But I just spoke to him in chat.
Mm.
He said he's working on making a bracket on Red GGPO that will automatically update tournaments.
Yeah, that could be huge.
Yeah, that sounds like an inbuilt challenge kind of. How do
Yeah.
you pronounce it? Challenge
Challenge.
feature.
Well, he's French, so probably like Chalon.
No, like
Chalon.
like the site, the one we use, challenge.
Yeah,
or whatever it's
Chalon.
called. Yeah,
It's
challenge.
with a silent GE.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, while he's drinking his wine or something. But yeah, what do you think of that? Like,
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, I think our current setup works pretty well,
Yeah.
but it would be cool to have it integrated into the server itself. Like, I can see that working.
yeah. He said it also informed you who you're playing next. Like if it was double win or round robin, it'll tell you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how it would do that. Like I don't know if it'd flash on your screen or the name would light up.
Yeah,
Or it would just automatically move you into the next game. I mean, how would you like to see it happen?
I don't know. It's interesting, especially with the way that Red GPO works out. It's kind of in your browser, and then it like launches the emulator. It's going to be tricky to really like integrate it that tightly.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting software design challenge.
Yep. He also announced that Mike Z, who is the creator of Skullgirls,
Yeah.
will be helping him work on Red GGPO coming forward.
Wow, that's crazy. Like actively helping him like programming or just
Yeah, on the programming side of it, because Mike Z is big on the programming.
Yeah, he's really into netcode.
Yeah, he seems to be big on. I think he said in a James Chen interview that he wants to improve netcode for everyone, not just his specific projects. But
well, he found he very recently found some improvement to GGPO, kind of the implementation of GGPO that made the netcode for Skullgirls even better than it was before. And he was very like transparent in sharing, the details of that.
Yep, that's good. Yeah, he's real dedicated to that.
But yeah, that's big. That's crazy. Like, why? Presumably, it's not a commercial project. Like, I thought he only worked on like real stuff. That he works for some. I think it's called Lab Zero Games or something. They're working on an RPG.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting news.
Yeah. I asked him if he'll add any more games to the lineup. His response was, "I'm going to add NES and SNES games."
Wow.
NES and SNES. Are there any games that you can think of that you would want to see on there?
I was just thinking about that. Like, are there really NES and SNES games that have like competitive online play? Like, if I just wanted to play NES or SNES games, I just play them locally on an emulator. Like, I can't think of ones that have, whereas arcade games are really about, player versus player competition.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe there's some kind of co-op game or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'd have to think about it more, to be honest. But
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see what game come out, particularly on the SNES side of it. I'd be more interested in.
I think the biggest ones, if someone could crack these, this would be huge, would be Marvel vs. Capcom 2, CVS 2, Street Fighter EX, like all those games that aren't on the CVS 2 or 3 boards. If you could play CVS 2 or Marvel 2 online, that would be huge.
Yeah, it would. I know, particularly CVS 2 and Marvel 2, like you said, they're very popular games. A lot of people love to play those. I'd like to play CVS 2 personally.
Yeah, same.
I'm guessing you'd like to play CVS 2.
I would love to, especially with my team of Blanca.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He said we are going to push the emulator to the limit. And I asked him, will it be better than 30th? And his response was, I think it will.
Wow.
He reckons better than 30th.
How? Wow. How? Yeah. I mean, not that 30th's like perfect, but
Yeah.
how can one dude create an emulator better than like Capcom, who literally programmed the games to start with?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a bad reflection on Capcom.
Yeah, I think it is.
Or maybe that's or a testament to him as well.
Yeah,
But
or he's
yeah,
just overconfident, but we'll see.
he's just building hype.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I asked him if there are any features he's working on. He said there's a feature he wants where you can, or he's working on, where you can fast forward to any point in the replay video and then play against the opponent to practice against what they did.
Oh, really? That's insane.
Yeah.
It's like Wow. It's like training mode, but the dummy recording is what your opponent did.
Yeah, it's like time travel training mode.
Yeah, that's
like, can you
pretty
imagine,
interesting.
like, you verse someone and you lose the tournament, but then you can replay it back and then you figured out how to beat it? Like,
I feel like it would decay very quickly though, in that as soon as you do anything slightly different, it's kind of out of sync and their inputs just won't make sense anymore.
out of sync, and in what way?
Like as soon as you change anything in the rounds, the rest of the round, the recorded inputs from your opponent will just be like, that won't make sense. They're not like reacting to you anymore.
Yeah, I guess it'd be better for like short
Yeah.
sequences, like maybe practicing someone pressuring you with Vism or something.
Yeah, you alpha counter, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
something
blocking
like.
something, yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying though. You couldn't just play it from the start of the thing and figure it out. But that'd be interesting if someone ever made something like that emulates how another player plays.
Yeah, machine learning or something. That would be interesting.
Yeah, crazy.
I feel like that would be. Do you think, is there bots? So obviously there's bots that can beat the best human players in Street Fighter just because of the execution aspect. But do you think there's bots that could have a similar execution ability to a human that could beat the best humans at the moment?
Do you mean play in a way that a human would play?
Yeah, well, like, there's some in Street Fighter 4 that can just do like stupid infinites that no human could ever do. Like that just require like heaps of frame perfect inputs. Just say it could only execute to the level of like a good human player.
Yeah.
And has the reactions of a good human player, like just on a tactical level. Do you think bots could beat humans at the moment?
I don't think it could. I don't think they have the psychology to be able to do that and adaptability to do that. I think they're just good at exploiting like overpowered things or glitches or their response time or scanning inputs.
Yeah.
But I don't think they could. But to be honest, I'm not like a tech guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this, let us know what you reckon.
Yeah. It's an interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of thing like tried.
Yeah. I asked him what his favorite game is on Red GGPO, and his response was King of Fighters 98.
Oh, real? He's one of those people.
Yeah, one of those. He said I think I'm in top 5 on 5K. So that's.
Oh yeah.
Given how many people play on 5K, I mean.
Yeah, there's hundreds of people on 5K all the time.
Yeah, but to truly say you're top 5, you'd have to have a good connection against the Brazilians because they make up like 90% of that.
Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure France to Brazil is not a good connection.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I asked him why it is better than 5K. He said the scoring system, and it's based on RAM, not on sprite. Can you explain the difference between this? Do you know the difference RAM and sprite? Like how it?
No, I don't know the difference between that.
I don't know either. Maybe someone else knows.
Yeah.
And he said that he listens to feedback more than the 5K people. He goes on to say, people can participate to improve Red GGPO. Everyone is welcome. And he also brought up that it was made before 5K.
Really?
As well. Yeah, I didn't even know that. So.
Wow. I think, I think the net play seems really good and that kind of stuff, but just the interface is just clearly not as good. But anyway. Yeah. I wish him all the best to make it better, and if that's the platform that we're eventually going to go to, that would be awesome.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, if he gets Mike Z on board,
yeah,
who knows what would happen.
I mean, Mike Z is really into menus and like interface and stuff as well. He's got a whole talk on YouTube about designing fighting games where he just talks for like an hour about menus.
Yeah. Every little detail he's dedicated.
Yeah. I mean, Skullgirls is a pretty amazing game in terms of just the presentation of it.
Yeah, you recently picked that up. How was that?
I did. Yeah, it was okay. I messed around with it for a bit. I haven't got fully into it in terms of playing like, at any good level. It's one of those games that has quite a high barrier to entry in that it's got long combos. It's basically like Marvel or something. Yeah, it seems pretty fun. The presentation is really amazing. I didn't really like the gameplay that much. I'm more of a traditional 2D fighter player than a Marvel or like anime game type player, but it's pretty cool. I could see myself getting into it at one point.
Cool. Well, I'd like to announce that I'm in talks with Red GGPO representatives, and they are keen on coming on the podcast.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to
answering our questions, answering your questions. So
yeah,
let us know if you want them on and what questions you want them to answer.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay, that's about all we have time for today. So thanks again for listening to the Apple Lives podcast. As always, if you want to come on the show or you have any suggestions, send us a message. We're willing to listen to any feedback or criticism. And thanks for listening. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode. Signing off.